is the Dubplate Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
We're back inside the building. 7 minutes past 9 here. 53 minutes to 10. That's how we do things. Dukey, how you feeling, sir?
3 minutes to 10 past 9. is the correct
What's happening, people?
clarification. Yeah, all good, man.
It already feels like it's been a while, doesn't it? It's already been 2 weeks since the last one.
It's just, you can just say you miss me.
I do miss you, Dukey. I miss you when you're not here. I miss kind of getting music sent to me to put in rather than searching for it myself.
No.
How you been, though, man? How you been?
I'm back with a cape. All good, man. All good. Keeping it chilled. Obviously, it's the time of the year where the city comes alive. So.
Very much so. Very much so.
Just sort of calm before the storm in that respect.
Very much so. I was saying yesterday, I think the summer's reared its head. I think is a good way of saying it. It's there.
I think the head is currently being reared.
Yeah.
I think it's in the rearing
the rearing
stage
phase
now. Yeah.
Well, we've got a couple of things to get into today. First of all, we played a game a few weeks ago, and we called it the kind of format bingo scenario. And at some point today, we are going to be putting in the sound effect. Whenever we hear someone say that word from now on, there's a pound in the jar.
What are we going to hear?
We're going to hear... Well, I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you until we do it.
Oh, right. Okay, it's the big reveal.
It's going to be a big reveal.
Right,
and I hope it isn't
enough,
underwhelming. But anyway...
No, of course it's not going to be.
We've got two tunes to talk about. First up, Falana with Energy, the re-up featuring Sir Dowda. Really, really cool tune.
Flavoursome,
very flavoursome. I love the kind of colour on this one. The kind of way the I suppose the soundscaping works. It just feels very bright, very kind. Again, summery, but not like OTT summery.
Yeah. I think that's the direction that we're going to sort of be heading in here. So it's good to have that reflected in the releases. I think both these opening tracks were reminiscent of that sound that we've grown to know and love. So yeah.
Very much so. Well, do you want to take the Falana tune? I very much enjoyed it. Do you want to take this one for a rating?
Yeah, I would like to take the first one. I'm going to go 4.25.
There we go. 4.25 out of 5. The rating system gets more in depth each time. Each time we revive, each regeneration, there's a new in depth system.
Respawn. Yeah, exactly. No. This new season, new rating system. We got to get into the specificities.
That's what we're talking about.
Originalities.
Following on from that, we had. That's all right. I'll let you riff. Following on from that, Lava LaRue with High Fidelity, featuring Big Pig.
Big Pig.
Very cool tune. Again, very similar. Like vibe-wise, very similar.
Yeah, I think this is again where we were talking off air and saying it's got that sort of like floaty sort of disco-esqueness which lends itself to again this time of the year, and Big Pig just encapsulates that perfectly. Like, shout outs to her, man. She's hugely talented, and Lava LaRue, great lyricist as well. I really like she sort of glides across it as well.
Yeah.
Bringing different flows. It's just something a bit different, you know.
She reminds me a little bit of
staying on the bass line.
She reminds me a little bit of Tiana Taylor. Don't know why. I just sort of see that comparison in my sonic brain.
Okay.
Like musically, I just feel there's a similar. I don't know what it is, but I feel there's a similarity there.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool tune. Very similar tunes. Which was cool to see. I'm gonna go for a 4 on this one. I'm gonna go for a 4. Nice arrangement. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So,
I respect that. No, so it's a creeper as well. I think the more we hear this one, the more we're gonna grow to love it.
Proper earworm that just creeps up on you.
It's not going anywhere, put it that way.
Well, there we go. We're going to get into some more fresh garage next. Oppidan, her EP is out. We reviewed one of the tracks off there a couple of weeks ago. The EP is now fully out. This one alongside Sweetie Irie, and it goes by the name Bad Girl. Let's get into it. Boop, 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 boop. Really nice tune, this one. Coming up to around 14 minutes past 9 here. The sounds of Oppidan, something a little bit different off the brand new Soul EP. Bad Girl featuring Sweetie Irie. So that's not a sample. That's an original vocal made specifically for that. Although it sounds like it's been chopped in, yeah.
Ah, interesting.
It's a really cool thing. I think that's something we're going to start seeing more and more in garage. Just vocals that are made specifically sounding like they're chopped.
Yeah.
It saves a lot of hassle sample-wise and clearance-wise.
Incredible amount of hassle, yeah. Well, and also just like it's like tailor-made then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the chop you want.
You've got your bespoke chop. Who doesn't love a bespoke chop?
But yeah, it's a cool tune. Again, there's a lot of different things going on in this one. You've got those kind of organs kind of going a little bit crazy as it goes forward, just kind of jumping around. You've got the bass line down below, which is really nice, that kind of...
Yeah.
Those vocals on top as well. Drums, very, very kind of... I don't want to say glitchy, but very kind of... I know. I don't want to say glitchy because I know you wanted to say glitchy, but they just constantly alternating. Like you never know, unpredictable. That's what I was going to say. You never know what's happening next.
No, it's funny as well because you're like the music connoisseur, so to speak, from a technical level. From my primitive like musical linguistic understanding, I called it glitch garage because that's what sort of, it's just all like a bit all over the place, but still tied together, and it intertwines, it bobs and weaves. And I was like, yeah, it sounds like almost like it's a remix or something, but in a good way, like it's a rework. It's like it's from the multiverse. Yeah. But it's like it's not from Earth 616. It's from the other Earth. You know what I'm saying?
It's from Earth 1992.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's really
I rate
cool,
it, man. I rate it.
I think on this as well, like we've seen a lot of different styles from Oppidan. She's done this very kind of new KG, sort of very bouncy, very 4x4 kind of roller sort of style, and then she jumps into something like this, which is very choppy, very kind of alternative. I'd say it's kind of 50-50 whether you'd play this in certain dances or not, because you don't know how people would respond to it.
No, I think in the dance you've got no problem. It's 50-50 maybe if you're just like chilling on the beach.
I'd say no. I meant more sort of if it's like an early thing, if it's in the middle of the ruckus.
Yeah.
But if it's like an earlier on sort of show, you don't know if it's going to throw people.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's outside the box. And that's what we asked for, man. You can't ask for more than that, really. Like to pull something off like that, it's not easy. So yeah, props to Oppidan
every time, man. Cool to see Sweetie Ira on this as well. I think it is a good vocal kind of tone to have. It works very much with the tune.
Absolutely. I naive old me thought it was a sample. So there we go. Just seeing how the onion is made. That's not the phrase, is it? Peeling back the onion or seeing how the food is made. See how the onion's made, bro. Go dig deep into the soil, boy.
I'm gonna clip that and put it on here. To see how the onion's made.
See how the onion's made. Just leave it there. Just let it hang like it was mad profound.
Ratings, let's go.
I really like this one, man. I'm gonna go 4-5.
4-5. Let's go. More fresh music on the way. Sen 108, I think it is, alongside Kofax.
Yeah.
This one goes by the name Only You.
Yeah. Not dissimilar flavors, but not that similar either.
There we go. Well, I can't wait to get into it. Let's get into it now. 17 minutes past 9. Beautiful sounds on this one. Sen 108, I think it is, and Kofax.
Sen 108, yeah. It's my first time seeing either of the names, so shouts to you guys.
Yeah, entirely same. I was blown away by that. That was beautiful to listen to.
Yeah.
I found just the whole kind of layout, a really nice use of pad textures in the background, like this overall kind of floaty feel. It felt like we were saying off air, it almost sounds like a kind of like a loading screen soundtrack, but with drums, like really, really nice drums as well.
Because going back to our previous conversation about my very infantile music lexicon, like my language, I said it sounds mad soundscapey, and I was like, what does soundscapey mean? And then you explained it, and it fit. It does.
It entirely does. Right?
Basically saying like, peel back the layers, and it will still stand strong.
We're still talking about onions.
Yeah. Hey, he knows his onions. No, it's a really cool one. This, huge fan. I think again, going back to another previous conversation, so many different scenarios in which it would thrive as well.
Oh, 100%. Imagine walking past the club you're considering going into, and this is what you hear coming out of the door. Like, I'm more tempted to go in.
At any time of day as well.
Any time of day.
Yeah.
And again, that applicability is so nice. This is a kind of sound that's very much becoming more popularized now. This kind of, I want to say, spacey, kind of very floaty style of breaks.
Yeah.
With clean drums. We were saying, like, the obvious one's Bicep, but you've got people like Cortez doing a similar thing as well.
Yeah.
Pangea is doing something similar at the moment, I think, as well. Like, it's really cool to see just this, I don't know, kind of electronic music, like mature electronic music kind of thriving. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice. It sort of uses that floaty nature of the pads in the background as the canvas, and then the drums is kind of doing a little dance in front of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And just like putting on a show, and then there's someone just like waving something cool in the background. You're like, oh yeah, there's a lot going on here, and I like it.
The thing is, when you try and like zone into any individual bit of it, you can for like 2 seconds, but then something else will take your interest.
Exactly.
So if you try, it's just this wash, this like massive experience. It's like eating a really, really good burger.
Yeah, with all the different elements.
At once.
Yeah, different elements, but all the same in each bite.
Yeah,
beautiful. I love that.
Beautiful. Right, this one's my rating.
I want a burger now.
I want a burger. I had a very nice. I made a fried chicken burger yesterday. I'm not telling you the recipe because I want it all to myself. But yeah, ratings wise, you know what? There's so little I don't know, critique about this in a bad way.
Yeah,
like it's so well rounded, it's so well built. There's nothing in it that's kind of sticking out in a bad way. Everything just works together. I'm gonna go 4.75. I'm gonna go for a 4.75 on this one, and I'll tell you for why. It's formatted very nicely.
There we are. Oh, he's got to rate the format. Oh no, it's another one. The FOR. The FOR mat. I've been trying to tiptoe around it up till now, but no,
That's
just
two quid in the jar.
Yeah, 2 quid in the jar just so far today. I just wanted to say as well, just as we mentioned off air, something so instrumental heavy for it to have that much of an impact. It's not an everyday occurrence as well. So yeah, shouts to you guys, man. Hopefully we'll see more of you
each and every time. Right, moving forward, we're gonna get to this one. Naira Marley, Mobad off the brand new Naira album. This one goes by the name. Oh whoa, let's get into it right
Big
now.
business.
Naira Marley, Mobad. This one going by the name OO. Very, very cool tune again. Rexy, I think, on production. Rexy on this one, which I think is his tag.
If not, it should be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
I think I've been lambasted on YouTube before for getting that wrong, so I'm pretty sure it is. Otherwise, I'm about to get lambasted again.
Yes.
So
there you go. You can't get lambasted twice, mate. No one wants to re-lambast.
Right, let's get into this. Naira Marley, Mobad, OO, off the brand new album. I think the album dropped on Monday, which is a weird time for an album to drop, to be honest with you.
Why not?
But yeah,
it feels like the type of thing Naira Marley would do.
Yeah, fully. And
just
I feel
dropping Monday. Why not?
I feel as a tune, this one, it kind of dives away from what we've heard Naira Marley doing a lot, which is that much more kind of, I don't know, sort of 118 BPM kind of, much more kind of rollery, like almost Amapiano infused, but without the typical Ama elements, the kind of hype that you get off a lot of Amapiano tunes. Whereas this, I feel, is a lot more stripped back, it's a lot more scattered, a lot slower, it's a lot more about the pockets rather than the consistent rhythm, if that makes sense.
Yep. No, I was sorry, I was just knee deep in the I had my student hat on, and I was just my ears open. I was taking notes. Yeah, no, fully. And I was going to say it's quite interesting. Naira Marley is one of those names you have to say both names all the time.
Yeah, you can't say Naira or Marley.
No. It's like Ben White. You have to say it all the time. It has to be Naira Marley each time. And it's a name we'll be saying a lot because this tune, I hope, is reflective of the wider album as a whole. I haven't had a chance to sit down with it. I'm gonna have some chores to do at some point, and that's when I get into my album mode. When I'm doing my
when you do stuff around the house.
Yeah, spring cleaning, because then I can sort of zone in whilst passive listening. It's active meets passive listening, which is I think
probably the best way to take stuff in.
Yeah, consciously and subconsciously.
I mean, as an album, it is very interesting. I think the album's name, I was just looking for the album's name because it went completely out of my head. God's Timing's the best. I think as an overall album, the majority of what we hear is a lot more kind of skippy.
Yeah.
This is kind of like one of the, you know, when you hear like albums and they currently go, we're going to take it somewhere else from it.
Yeah.
This is almost like the fork in the road.
This is the vet. Okay, interesting. Yeah, well, it's a great fork, mate. Delicious.
Very good. It's good to see Mobad involved on the sort of collaborative nature as well. But yeah, I overall, I really like the fact that Naira does go in a different direction with this one. I like his vocals, again, quite like relaxed.
Effortless.
Effortless is the right way. I don't want to say lazy because I don't think it's the right way of describing it.
No,
it sounds
super
like
chilled.
Yeah, relaxed.
And
is a good way.
I think that's good as well because it sort of omits that onto the... or it emits that rather onto the listener.
Yeah.
So it really does put you in a specific mood when you're listening to him.
And you end up with a very kind of relaxed overall feel. Again, this is one I would not necessarily play this in a dance, but I would play this at a house, an afters or a pre-drink, that sort of level.
And also to myself.
Yes, I play it to myself quite regularly.
I'll play it to myself.
I only think of music in where can I play it terms.
Well, I think that's kind of what this show is not geared towards, but that's definitely an element of it, is deciding where you're going to have use for this song.
Entirely. Dukey, this one's your rating. What we're going to go?
I'm going to go 4 for this one.
Solid 4.
Yeah. Because we know what Naira can do.
Fully.
Oh, I said Naira.
Right, more fresh music on the way. MJ Cole, this one I need. Let's get into it.
Oi.
MJ Cole on this one, fresh flavour, really nice, up-to-date sounding MJ Cole tune, this one. I really like just how modernised it sounds. Like with a lot of MJ Cole stuff, it still kind of has that very old-school kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I feel, is very, it's just very modernised.
Contemporary.
It just feels like, you know what, it feels like he's listened to a bit of Bicep. That's what it sounds like.
Nice. Yeah. I can see that influence, actually, or that perspective. Yeah, I think when I saw this one, I was like, a little bit of trepidation at first because I didn't know where we were going, but then that's a name that you always trust, and you trust that he's going to take you in the right direction.
You trust you're going to get something of note, like regardless of whether it's your type of tune or not. You're still going to be able to go, it's what it is.
At the very least, he's not going to lead you astray. I think it's one of those very, very consistent artists. and has been for many years now.
Approaching 2 decades, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you said, this is exactly that. It's a contemporary flavour of what we've grown to know and love from MJ Gold.
Very much so, man. I think with this one, the thing I like the kind of updated use of vocals, like the fact those vocals play such a big part in the kind of backdrop as well as the sort of lead. You've got typical kind of chopped up garage vocals, but then they suddenly reverberate and they delay and they kind of glitter themselves all around the kind of the mix in the background, whilst those drums are still pulsating and the pads above are still kind of doing the wow.
It's another one of those where it's all going on at the same time, but it's that beauty and simplicity in a way. Well, yeah, no, we can't ask for more.
It's very nice, man. The only thing about this that I wasn't super keen on is that it did feel like it didn't. Once it hit that point, it stayed there.
Okay.
It didn't really feel like it went in any other. It was just this. This is what the party is. If you want something else, go somewhere else.
That's a good point. Okay, yeah, terminal velocity perhaps was a bit.
And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with hitting that early. And the thing is, this is the type of tune you're gonna. I feel this is a tune you play in the dance, 2.5 minutes of it, and then you move on to the next.
Yeah,
that's what I feel it kind of is.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely concur.
Which makes it not a bad thing at all, just from a kind of home listenership perspective.
From a homelessness perspective.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
I would have liked it to have maybe dipped off a little bit more and then gone somewhere else in the second section. Just a little bit of variation, I feel. A little bit of additional variation would have been what pushed it up. Even with that, though, it's still going to get a decent rating from me.
Yeah, I mean, the consistency from MJ Cole probably lies in the fact that they operate in that not safe space, but
it's like, this is the tune.
Yeah, this is the tune, and you're welcome.
Yeah. It's quite cool though.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You want garlic oil? Go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you're getting. Now take it and sling your.
Even with that though, I'm going to give this one a 4 because what it is beautifully arranged.
Yeah.
It's more so that it would have bumped up to like again. We've had 3 kind of very electronic tunes on here, and this is the one that's been ranked, I believe, the lowest. And it's not because it's not good. It's primarily because it just didn't go to all the other places that the other ones did.
Yeah, it didn't quite have enough peaks and troughs like the others.
There we go.
Hills and valleys.
Well, we're going to get into another one next. This one a very late entry, and this one comes from Simi. It goes by the name Loyal, featuring Fave off our brand new project TBH.
The late call-up.
Back inside the building at 21 minutes to 10, Trickstar Radio. This one's an absolute banger. Simi featuring Fave. It goes by the name Loyal off the brand new project TBH out today. We are the freshest Fridays that you can get here on Trickstar Radio. We are the freshest of the fries.
Ain't no fresher, baby.
Literally hot off the press, this one. And that's what we love to do. We love to make sure we are looking at the latest bangers in as many ways as we can. We love to have stuff that's come out that day because this is going to be the first place you get to actually hear them and hear the reviews a lot of the time, which is always fun.
Hot off the press or fresh out the fryer?
I like fresh out the fryer.
Yeah, I thought you might.
Still dripping.
Still dripping. Big fan of this one.
Really, really nice, man. Again, this Simi's been an interesting run for Simi. She's had like 4 or 5 singles out over the last, I'd say, 9 months. None of them are on the album. Like none of them are featured on there.
Excuse me?
None of them are featured on the album whatsoever. This is it's all new.
Wow.
Essentially, which is cool.
That she's got that sort of prolific tendency that we were seeing with some artists. I feel like we had it maybe with Coffee for a bit, where it was just like a run of releases, and then there was a few other artists in the previous chapter of Trickstar where
I feel like Jelani Blackman may have been one where it was just single.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh, you've just got all of this and more in the locker.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's incredible to see. Hauntingly good vocals.
Really, really good. I think this thing with Simi, it's a combination of angelic / haunting. The textures she uses are always so unique. You can tell a Simi vocal instantaneously. Yeah.
And it's not just resting on your laurels with the one note either. Like she'll hit the one note and then take it to 2, 3, 4. No, beautiful, and it's easy, very easy to appreciate, very palatable on the ears, and yeah, there's running out of superlatives.
The cool thing about this as well, obviously Fave featuring on there also works really, really nicely. I love what Fave's doing. I think the two vocals kind of sitting next to each other is really cool. And I did a kind of prediction for what was going to happen on the album. The one collab I wanted was Fave and Simi, and I've never actually seen them interact or anything. So when it dropped on there, I was like, no, we have to get this on the show.
Yeah, 100%. You feel like you've indirectly A&R'd it.
I feel vindicated.
Yeah, no, that's good.
But yeah, wicked tune, man. Again, I think the combination of both of them works really nicely. I think Fave's kind of a little bit more huskier vocal coming in later on. Just kind of takes it in a different direction.
Yeah, it breaks it up a bit.
And it's really, really nice. And again, just the use of reverb and the way those vocals just kind of fill the space. It feels so dreamy, but you're there the entire time.
Yeah, it's very of another world, almost. Like, I was sort of getting, I don't know why, but I just had a picture of Daenerys Targaryen in my head while I was listening to it.
It's kind of a cool way of doing it. I can see that. I can see it.
It just gave me, it conjured that kind of image for me, like this. I guess she kind of is haunting and angelic, so maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why.
It's a good comparison.
Well, there we go. Ratings-wise, what are we going to go, Juki?
I will go 4.25.
4.25, fantastic stuff.
Yeah, close to a 4.5 as well, but leaving room to grow in that.
There we go. Next up, Gardener. This one, Light It Up, featuring Fox and Dynamite MC.
Speaking of room to grow, here's Gardener.
Keep it locked and don't go anywhere. We're live on Trickstar Radio, Kxvu and Duke Skies. Fresh Fridays.
Like your M5 provider from the West Country, like the cider. When I'm on mic, I am fire.
Very wavy flavours. Sounds of Gardener alongside Fox and Dynamite MC. Two legendary names on the feature, and definitely someone that is ploughing his way through the scene at the moment. It's really, really cool to see. Consistency very, very high from Gardener. I spoke to him quite a little while ago when he was touring the UK. He was down in Brighton for a show. It wasn't. I think it was just before the Great Escape, and he was at.
He's just laying some seeds.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Very nice. We've done 2 puns now.
Oh, mate, I've got a Rolodex. I'm just trying to weed out the wrong moments.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Really cool. Very breaksy. Very kind of old school. I do feel like this is almost like... I feel like this could be in a... what's his name? The guy that does the films, the UK films.
Tim Westwood.
No, it's not Tim Westwood. Who's the guy that does the UK films? The producer.
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie. I feel like this could be in a
Guy
Ritchie
film.
film.
First of all, I was trying to think of another fun answer.
The guy that does UK films.
I could see you were about to spontaneously combust.
I was.
I was trying to think of it.
I'd have just imploded and just turned into a tiny little seed.
Yeah.
And that would be it.
And then Gardner would plant you.
I was alley-oop over there. But yes, I enjoyed this one. I like Fox and Dynamite MC coming together. They're such classic names in regards to just general electronic music. If you need a good vocal, these are two people that can supply it near enough in any area.
Fox is another one as well who's you always rely on him, man.
Yeah.
You lean on him for a good time.
I don't think I've heard a Fox tune and gone, not sure.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my sort of area, I'd still be like, it's still good. Like, for what it is, it's good.
Exactly, yeah. Someone you know and trust. Yeah, this is a real good time, this one. And like we said before about the contrast of the two vocals, I think it's the same said with this. Transitioning from the verses to the hook. I think the hook sits really nicely in between them.
Yeah, really nicely.
Sort of breaks it down, chops it up. Real good vibes. It's not, as we would have said before, like sort of, it's got no dust on it, like the dust that's been swept off.
It's what I really like about this as well is Gardner as a vocalist. I feel is so clean. Like he never you're never sort of like, ooh, with Gardner. It's always like, I know exactly where you're trying to get to, and you get there. Like every time, the sort of vibe you're going with. Like he's had such a kind of upbringing in, I feel, sort of dancehall and system culture. So to see him then jump on this sort of thing,
it's Bristol boy, isn't it?
Proper Bristol boy. Yeah. And it's always cool to see. There's a line in that I really like Don Letts and Rodigan are my idols. It's like a cool thing to hear. Nice, really nice syllabically as well. Like really nice.
I love the little accompanying dance too. Shoulder bop.
Go and watch on YouTube if you haven't already. That's how you're going to see that.
Well worth it.
But yeah, ratings wise, you know what? I'm going to give this one a 4.25. Again, it's not necessarily an area I would normally dive into. This kind of post-breaksy, almost hip-hop infused sort of sound. But I think for what it is and the way they cover it, the way all three vocalists work, I think a 4.25 is where I'd probably land on it.
Well, I think that's why it can be so highly regarded by us, because it's not like we're the hip hop guys. Like we're not loving off everything that comes out of the UK or further afield in terms of hip hop. So when one does stand out, it does stand out.
Definitely. Well, there we go. We're going to get to this one next from Are You, new addition to the playlist.
You get the space.
This one goes by the name Spring. Let's get into it.
Smooth
Whatever you
business.
wanna be, free your mind, you'll be
Very smooth flavours.
Oh,
Deep in your voices. Let's jump into this one. There we go. Aye, I think it's Aye or Aye. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
I think it's Aye, I think. Goes by the name Spring. First time I've heard her. I think she's wicked at what she does. This one popped up on my recommended, and I was like, yeah, this is a bit of me. Production value through the roof. Love the arrangement on this. Her vocals are very clean as well. Very much on the money for what's needed for the tune, I feel.
It's been a day for the beats, I think.
Yeah.
The instrumentals have come out fighting. This one maybe being chiefly among them in the sense that you could kind of hear it. Like, what was the word you said you liked saying earlier?
Which synesthetic.
There you are, synesthetic. You can feel the sounds. You can feel them all around you. You know what I'm saying? Like Christmas.
I feel like this is being played in a building that has really bright wooden floors. That's the sort of vibe. Red walls, bright wooden floors,
and some Gaudi artwork just in the corner, just like collecting dust.
There's something again. I need to talk about the instrumental on this as well. The kind of complexity that is formed from loads of different simple things happening is so cool. Like little flickers on random like instruments. They've probably just gone, let's add a little thing there. Let's add a little thing there, and it keeps it alive as it grows. Yeah,
and it does grow. It starts off like it really eases you into it, and then you sort of crescendo, and then it takes you on another little like come over see this real quick. Real big fan of it. It just feels real. If you see what I'm saying, like I can see it being played by a band.
And sounding very similar.
And sounding almost identical, yeah. It's just got those very real, authentic elements, you know. Not to knock anything else, but this just feels, organic and natural. It feels natural.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Again, I think it's the sort. It's a very good choice of kind of instrumental to vocal combination. Like the vocal sits like perfectly for this because the vocal kind of follows the lead and that goes in one direction and the instrumental goes in a complete other one. But they're still bound at the same time. It doesn't feel like they're off doing their own thing. It's like it's similar to earlier. It's like watching two different stories that are intertwined.
Yeah,
which is really cool to see.
And that kick drum is kicking. There's a beautiful bass. I think it's the bass guitar just like doing the little underlying riff. No, it's just so many elements to love about that.
The bass line reminds me a little bit of Jordan Stevens' Teach Me. That's all.
Yeah, I can see that.
That sort of pattern.
This is one where you need full, like proper speakers or headphones to appreciate it, fully appreciate it.
In full depth. Well, Juki, this one's your rating, so what are we going to go for?
I'm going to go 4.5 actually.
4.5.
Yeah.
Not mad at that.
Joint highest of the day.
Is it?
Yep.
From you.
From me, sorry. Yeah, from me.
Well, we've got one more tune to get into, so we'll see if that's taken over. Brittany Carter alongside Hoofy Baby and Prive City.
Yeah.
I feel all of these names are purposefully confusing.
I wasn't sure if it was Prive or Prive, but they've not whacked an accent on it, so we'll go with Prive. We will do the uncultured pronunciation.
Just coming up to 5 minutes to 10 here, Kxvu and Duke's guys. Fresh Fridays here on Trickstar Radio. Don't go anywhere.
I used to pull up in them roasters, rolling. Tires new, but I still have to.
Beautiful stuff. This one, Brittany Carter alongside Hoofy Baby and Prive City. Very, very cool tune. Beautiful combination, I think, of vocal and production talents on this one. I love the kind of the contrast between the sort of lead vocal and the hook vocal. It's such a cool, like nasally, gritty kind of vocal, and then you've got this super clean sounding verse vocal. So cool. Yeah,
really, really nice. This one, New York flavors. Shouts to Brittany Carter. She's someone who I've had on my radar for about 18 months or so, maybe a little longer. The time after the pandy has been a bit confusing, isn't it? But no, she's a really, really talented artist, and seems to always find the right people to work with as well. So good to see her thriving on this one. The beat, as you say, is incredible. I love the little switch up at the end. Yeah, it gives it that sort of album cut feel, but in a good way. I think everyone did their job on this. It's not much more I could have asked for in a.
Gives me a proper Jeremiah vibe, man. Like the whole layout, like classic Jeremiah. Especially with the switch up at the end. That's a sort of, really, really cool.
It is that sort of Jeremiah era. What was that like? Early 2010s, something like that?
I'd say 2008 to about
late noughties, early 2010s. Yeah. I really feel that vibe as well. No, smashing.
It's a really cool area in general. Right, rating-wise, I'm going to go 4.5 on this one. I really like the arrangement. Solid stuff. Really cool tune. But we do have a winner.
So this
one comes to us. Sen108 and need to make sure I'm
Koufax.
It's Koufax.
Yeah.
It's not Koufax, it's Koufax. With their tune.
It could be Koufax, to be fair. It could please write in and write it.
I think it's one F. That usually
P.O.
means,
Box.
Yeah.
No,
P.O.
do let us know. Do feel free to correct us on any pronunciations, because by virtue of the facts of this show being like focused on finding new artists, we're not always going to get the pronunciation on point. So if we're doing it wrong, let us know.
Entirely. Well, that's it from us. It's been great to be back inside the building. Duke, it's always a pleasure to have you in.
Likewise, bro. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
We're going to be back next week. I'll be back on Monday morning. I'm going to be joined by Movement for a nice catch-up chat, which I'm very much excited for. And you'll be back on Tuesday, I believe.
I'll be back Tuesday, chewing some fat, 10 a.m. sharp.
That's what we're talking about. Keep it locked and don't go anywhere, people. This is Trickstar Radio, and this has been Fresh Fridays. We'll catch you next time.
Hey.
South's music culture.
This is Breakfast with Kxvu, bringing you their morning flavors on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.